You're listening to Simple Roots Radio, episode number 122, and this is a special edition of Breakfast with Alexa, including my holiday gift guide and a little update on my health diagnosis and how things are going.
Welcome to Simple Roots Radio with Alexa Sherm. Alexa believes that simplicity in life is the key to achieving true and lasting health. And now your host, Alexa Sherm.
Welcome back to this podcast. My name's Alexa, and as always, this is the place to get healthy, live happy, and find more joy. Today, we're going to be doing all three of those things as I share the special edition Breakfast with Alexa. I know it's been a while since I've done one of these podcasts, and as I was prepping for it, I was like, man, I really do miss doing these. So I hope you love them as much as I do. So today, I'm going to be sharing a little health update. What we're finding out about our house and how it might be making me sick. I know we had the whole washing machine incident, which I'll give a brief update on that. And then a few questions that I wanted to answer before we jump in to the holiday gift guide. Now, I do a holiday gift guide every year, and these are just brands and products that I'm loving, and I think that you'll love too. And so along with today's show, some of the brands have been in the holiday spirit and want to give you a special discount code for listening. So to get all the discount codes for today's show, head on over to simplerootswellness.com/122. Again, that's episode number 122 to get all the discount codes. I won't be sharing them in the podcast, but know that they are there for a lot of the brands. So if you want to check out the brands, find further information about them, just head to the show notes where you can learn more. Also, I'm going to be sharing a little update on what's coming December 1st, so stay tuned for that. But for now, let's get started right away with the show. So as we always start breakfast with Alexa, I would tell you what I'm eating for breakfast. Now, traditionally, I was really into egg hashes and matcha tea, but lately there's something going on with my digestive system and things aren't digesting well. So I've been playing around with my diet, just knowing that this is a season of healing, it's a season of life, and definitely a transition in seasons in general. And that transition, I have noticed over the last few years, is really a hard one for my body to make. I don't know if anyone else feels this, but as the weather turns colder, maybe you lack energy, you're more tired, and you don't digest food as well, or you're more sensitive to foods. This is a really common thing, especially as we transition into any new season. I mean, no one really loves change that much, right? While it's good on the other side, we just have to give our body some space in order to make that switch to keeping ourselves warm and moist and all the things. So really, in this time, I've been focusing on a little bit different tactic, and it goes along with the seasonality podcast, which is one of my favorites so far, and I think one of yours as well. So if you haven't listened to that, go back and listen to the podcast on seasonality. But what I'm doing is I'm really focusing on all things warm. So while my digestive system hasn't been working, I've been trying to wake it up with some warm ginger teas and peppermint teas, those herbs that are maybe more on the healing digestive side. So I have been sipping on tea literally all day long. I think I probably use 5 to 6 different kinds of tea bags, which you can go in the last episode and get some of those tea bags that I've been loving and different types of loose leaf teas that I've been drinking. But I've really been trying to, before I eat, to have a glass of tea, which can help kind of upregulate your digestive system to get it revving a little bit and ready for food. So like prepping it. And then after that, for breakfast, what I've been doing is a lot of vegetable hashes. So I've been skipping the eggs, I've been skipping a lot of protein, and I've just been sticking with veggies and fruit. Now, some people, especially my carb-fearing friends, are freaking out right now, right? Like the keto diet says absolutely all protein and fat. And while I think that there is some value to adding a lot of protein and fat, I just know right now I cannot digest protein well. It makes me feel really bad after I eat it and even really swollen. So I've been kind of lowering my protein, especially at breakfast, and still adding the healthy fat and avocado. So some things I'm loving lately are the ranch roasted sweet potatoes. So delicious. I can't get enough of them. And I'll maybe put them on a bed of lettuce or wilt some spinach with it and some mushrooms. And then I'll have an avocado to go with it and maybe a banana or an apple depending on that. Sometimes I'll warm up some fruit like cherries and raspberries and kind of make like a fruit compote. And then I'll put coconut milk yogurt on top of that. So always making sure that something is warm and the food. So that's what I'm having for breakfast. Like I said, I've been kind of skipping the matcha, skipping the heavier drinks, the milk-based drinks or the nut milk-based drinks, and sticking with just teas, which has been doing wonders for my body. So that's what I have for breakfast. I'm sure it'll be changing. I mean, this is the season of comfort foods, and I can tell you, French toast sounds amazing at this moment. I've been craving it every day. And speaking of French toast, because you're like, what kind of bread is she going to use for this, right? Well, I found a copycat recipe for this secret bread loaf that is all the rage in California. But essentially, it's a gluten-free, really grain-free based bread that is free of refined sugars, and it looks like an actual loaf of bread. And so I found a copycat recipe, but the base is almond butter, and that freaks me out a little bit. Not because I don't like almond butter, but because I've never made a bread loaf with any kind of nut butter. And so just getting it right and actually in my mind processing that base of almond butter can turn into a loaf of bread, it has me really baffled. But I'm going to try this recipe. I will share it in the show notes and see if you want to try it with me. But people swear by this. I mean, they're like $20 or $30 loaves of bread that they buy out in California. And so if you can make it yourself, right? Like that's a win. So I'm going to try that. And then I thought that would make perfect French toast. Anyways, I'm totally on a tangent, clearly very hungry as we record this podcast. But that's what I'd be having for breakfast. Now, to give you a quick update on my health, because I've been flooded with questions about my diagnosis and about how we're coming on our house projects, and really just what I'm finding in treatment. So if you didn't know, I was recently diagnosed with Lyme disease, which isn't a total shocker. I've probably known for the last few years that it's a potential. It really could be what has been the cause of many of my health problems, but it wasn't official until just a month ago. A month or so ago. There's many different tests that I've taken for it. And I know that Lyme is really hard to diagnose because it's a stealth pathogen. So it hides out in cells and it's really just hard for your body to uncover. But I did get diagnosed, and it really does make a lot of sense because some of my biggest issues are definitely neurological and joint related. So I've had numerous surgeries on my joints to help fix them, and lately I've just been having a lot of bad back pain. Now, I do want to clarify, I do not have chronic Lyme. In fact, I would probably be considered in the remission phase at this point in my life, which is really amazing. But at the same time, it's still there, right? And it's waiting for some traumatic event or some illness or some virus to rear its ugly head again, and for all of that to come back up and really to be somewhat debilitating like it was a few years ago. So while I do have it, I do want to say that I by no means am chronic, and I really, really, really do feel for the people who are listening that are. I am so absolutely sorry for what you're going through. I absolutely do not understand the chronic side of it. I do fear it, and that's why I'm going to get some treatment. Not treatment to just kind of put it into remission or keep it in remission, but I am really excited about killing it and getting rid of the bacteria and what I believe is not necessarily even bacteria, but a virus that's inside my body for good. Now, the thing about this is when you go to treatments is there's usually a lot of IVs and other things. So this is a newer treatment. It's called Lyme Stop. So you can Google search that. And it has to do with more about getting your mind, your brain, and your immune system to recognize the stealth pathogen. Because that's the thing about Lyme disease and a lot of viruses is they're stealth. They live inside the cells. They hide out, they don't really show themselves, and so your immune system doesn't recognize them as bad. And so in this time of remission, and even if you're not in remission, the idea behind the Lyme Stop treatment, which I'm still doing a lot of research, is basically to get your brain to recognize them as bad and get your own immune system to kill them off. Because next week, we're going to talk about the immune system, and one thing that's really fascinating is our immune system has amazing memory. And so if we can get our own immune system to do the work that it's supposed to do, to recognize these pathogens as harmful, then technically, of course, under reinfection of a different virus, we could get it back. But as long as our immune system has a memory to that, it should fight it off and get rid of it without us even knowing it, which is really spectacular. So we're going to talk about the immune system next week and really how to stay healthy for cold and flu season. And then I'm even recording a podcast on why you should stop using hand sanitizer. But I really got this idea because I'm fascinated by the immune system and just what if we could keep our immune system healthy? And I feel like it's been such a huge point in keeping me healthy, keeping me from getting chronic Lyme in the last few years is just emphasis on my immune system. And I know we all talk about the immune system, but I feel like there's not a ton of information that goes in depth, right? We talk about hormones and weight loss and metabolism and even our mentality, but we haven't really spoken a lot about our immune system. And so next week, I'm going to take a little bit of a further dive into that to help you out. So yes, I'm going to Lyme stop treatment. Its method is not to just deal with it, but to get rid of it for life. And that's what I'm excited for. However, I am not going until next summer. There is some prerequisites to get into this program. And one of them is that you have your cavities filled, mercury fillings taken out. And I have started that process. Actually, that is probably what put me into the active phase of Lyme. But I am going to a holistic dentist. He has been on the show, Dr. Ben Papasil. I am going to take care of all of that I have going on in my mouth before I go to the program. So it's as effective as possible. Anyway, so that's an update. A few questions that I've been getting is, did I get bit by a tick? Do I remember that? I do not ever remember pulling a tick off my body. However, when I was younger, we did live by woods, the river, and all these trees. And so we did play in the woods a lot, in the trees a lot. So it's very possible that I did. However, Lyme's is not just spread through a tick bite. It can be spread through mosquitoes, fly bites, sexually, or it can be passed down from generation to generation. So there are a lot of potentials. Now, I don't mean any of that to scare you of saying that you've been bit by a mosquito, so you have it. I'm just saying anytime that blood has been in contact with something else, right, there is a potential that it could be spread. That's how a lot of viruses and illnesses are spread. And so that is a potential. So while I don't ever remember that, it's very likely that I was bitten by a tick and I had no idea. And it's very likely that I was bitten by a mosquito or something else that carried it and had no idea. I've probably had this for many years since I was a child, and it's really just, becoming a bigger issue, as many things do as we age. So that's a little update on Lyme. Now, to bring you into full circle quickly with our house is that you knew our washing machine was making us sick, right? We have a mold issue in our house, which is fascinating because we built this house and it sits on a sandhill. So we literally never had water in our house. But I keep reacting to mold, which is one of the favorite things that the Lyme virus loves, is mold and mercury and heavy metals and things like that. And so I'm still testing for mold. Even though we changed out our washing machine, it greatly helped, right? But there still has to be a source of mold in our house. Maybe it was from the washing machine that put it into the air. And now downstairs in our basement, which is unfinished, we built our basement with these foam walls. So it was a type of insulation, right? Like eco-friendly insulation, all this stuff. Anyways, we think that the foam is harboring the smell of the mold, or, it's on the surface of it. And so basically our next step is to try and finish the basement so that we can seal off those walls. So we have these foam walls, right? They're holding the smell of the mold. We're going to paint them with a sealant, like spray paint them with a sealant. And then we're going to put up drywall and hope that that seals it off. So I am praying like a mad woman that this actually works, because if it doesn't, we are point of maybe having to sell our house. But we're 99% sure that this is going to work. We've had so many health professionals and experts in the home field into our home, and it has baffled every single person. I mean, it's the greatest mystery of our day, and it's really frustrating. But we're hoping that this helps, that it just takes care of it, and that I will no longer react. Now, what's also interesting is that we got a Dyson air purifier, which is just like a small fan. It's super cool and awesome. We also have a whole house air purifier, but we got this small one because it tests air quality constantly. And what's fascinating about this is that our air quality has been good ever since we got the Dyson. So what we know is whatever I'm reacting to is definitely not something that causes any harm to most people. It just seems to be something that I'm sensitive to, no one else. Which is awesome and great that we don't have black mold issue or something that's really awful. It's just taking care of it so that I can fully get well. Because, like any of us, if we don't deal with the root cause, like if we just continuously slap Band-Aids on it, we will never get well, right? Like we'll always just kind of keep trying to maintain what we have rather than really healing. So we're trying to get to the root source that's feeding the virus and then deal with the virus itself. Okay, all that to say, we're finishing our basement. I'm going to Lyme stop treatment. I will keep you updated on the journey. For now, though, I want to switch gears and get into our holiday gift guide. Now, I kind of debated about doing this again this year, but I think it's really fun to come up with different ideas, unique ideas, companies that other people love and have used, and I hope that this is helpful. So today on the show, I'm going to share 10 companies that I really love, and a little bonus one, which I'm super biased to, which you can probably already guess what that is. But then over in the show notes, like I said, you can get all of these brands and some discount codes that they're giving away for you. And then I give a few additional ideas for stocking stuffers and some of the kids' gifts that I'm looking into for my own kids. So we're going to start with my top 10 brands that I'm loving and I think would make great Christmas gifts. The first one is Sunlight and Saunas. Now, this is a big gift. This could be one that you purchase by yourself for you, right, and your family. But this, honestly, I think is one of the greatest gifts that you could give yourself this holiday season. And the reason for that is, as I've been doing research into my own diagnosis and really digging in, one of the most healing things that the program I'm going to uses is sauna, infrared saunas. And I mean, I knew that they were really powerful and really beneficial. I've been using ours a lot. And I mean, it always makes me feel better. But I didn't really fully grasp how huge infrared saunas are across the board just in preventative medicine. Plus, it makes you feel so good. So later on this year, I'm going to be doing a podcast about infrared saunas and what it's doing at the cellular level. But what's cool about infrared saunas is it's not just about heating your body up, which has really great benefits, but it's actually penetrating the cells and helping to work on them. And if you're gathering anything, when we talk about disease and healing and all these things, there's the word called epigenetics, right? It's how epigenetics takes our environment, and that environment is what expresses our genes. It's how our genes express themselves. So with different changes in the environment, we can see different traits, characteristics, and disease come about just based on that. And so what the infrared sauna does is it works on our genes in a positive way, right? As healing and restoration and all the positive things that we need. So just, 20 minutes in an infrared sauna a few times a week really can make a huge difference in your overall health. Plus, it feels so good. There's nothing I love more than getting into a sauna in the dead of winter when you're freezing cold and literally just warming your body up. So Sunlight and Saunas, I love this brand. I think they're one of the best sauna companies around. They take great pride in what they do. They make all their saunas in the United States. And like I said, I think that they have some of the most innovative technology. They're really up to date on it. Plus, their customer service is fantastic. So they are giving you a huge discount if you go to the show notes. I know you get $200 off and a few other gifts if you get it before the end of the year. So you're going to want to check that out. But I love Sunlight and Saunas. I know that this is a high dollar gift, and this is why maybe it's a gift you give yourself, but this is a lifetime gift, right? This is something you can use forever. You can just pop it up in your house, in a closet, in the corner of your bedroom, wherever you want it. I've seen people put them in their bathroom, of course, if you have a big enough bathroom to do that, but they are really fantastic, and your whole family will benefit. My kids can go in there. Of course, the temperature is a little bit different, but I really do love the Sunlight and Saunas, and I think it's something to at least call a rep and talk about to get some different prices. There are some like pop-up saunas, so you don't have to get the full like built-in one. Sunlight has a lot of different products. They even have a foot sauna, which can make a huge difference as well. So check out Sunlight and Saunas. The second company is one that I'm biased about, but I really think that these are unique gifts that your entire family will love, and that's Bowood Company. Of course, my husband and my brother-in-law are the owners of Bowood Company, but I just recently had the privilege of going to a show to help them out, and I'm just always amazed at the craftsmanship and the uniqueness of these products. So Bowood Company basically is handmade, handcrafted wooden kitchen products. So they have cutting boards and utensils and serving trays and all those things. Of course, they're getting into custom furniture as well. But I'll tell you that one of the greatest things that you can do for your health is to get rid of plastic in your home. And wood is a great substitution. This is what people used to use. And this is really one of the safest and most healthy options out there. So Bowood Co. comes alongside of you and provides different size cutting boards, utensils, and these make great gifts for your mom, your mother-in-law, grandparents, even your sister or brother, like who wouldn't want a wooden cutting board? I've had mine. I have the privilege of having the very first bowwood cutting board years before bowwood even came into existence. I think mine is about 8 years old and it still looks like new. I mean, I'm not kidding you. If you oiled it, you really wouldn't see any cut marks or anything like that. And there's reason for that. It has to do with the grain of the wood, etc., etc. I don't know all the details, but if you're looking for a great gift for someone that you love, you don't know what to get for them. I mean, like I said, who wouldn't love a wooden cutting board or some wooden utensils? Or if you're going to splurge a little bit, there are some pretty sweet coffee tables, which I keep trying to sneak into my house and they keep disappearing. But I do love the coffee tables as well. So check out Bowwood Co. and there is a coupon on my website for that as well. The third thing that I love dearly is Dear Mushka. Dear Mushka, I've put on my holiday gift guide since the beginning, but Dear Mushka is a jewelry company with a purpose. And so every piece of jewelry comes with its own Bible verse, and it just is a reminder to signify what Christ is doing and has done in our lives. And it's just like that great reminder to constantly go back. So like I said, every piece of jewelry they have, necklaces, bracelets, rings, earrings, all the things, has its own specific Bible verse. And these are really fun gifts to give other people just as that reminder to them. I feel like having that Bible verse and like it comes with a really pretty note card with it that tells the Bible verse and its meaning behind it really just goes the extra mile so that it's not just a piece of jewelry, but it has meaning behind it. And it also is a great reminder. I think I wear no other jewelry but Dear Mushka because I really just love their pieces. I mean, they're really trendy. There's lots of different metals and mixed metals. I mean, they're dainty and simple and yet really beautiful. So check out Dear Mushka. They also have some pretty cool prints and t-shirts as well. So they have all the things. So check out Dear Mushka. They make great gifts for stocking stuffers or for friends. I bought my mom and my sister and me the same bracelet last year. So we all had like the same kind of thing. I know one of my daughters really wants a necklace there and they did come out with a kids line this year. So check out Dear Mushka. The fourth thing that I love is a Vitamix. Again, maybe on the higher dollar side, but the Vitamix is the one utensil. Like if I had to pick one utensil to use for the rest of my life from my kitchen outside of like a knife and a cutting board, right? Like one, I don't want to say utensil, one kitchen gadget, it would be my Vitamix. I use my Vitamix every single day, and I'm not even joking about that. I don't even make that many smoothies, but we make the protein pancakes that are over on my website a ton, and the waffles. My kids love those and would eat those for breakfast every single morning. So we have those, 4 or 5 times a week. We do make smoothies. My kids love those. I mean, you can blend soups. I make all of my hot drinks inside my Vitamix. So if I'm making a matcha or a chai, it's just a great way to add that frothiness to nut milk. So we're literally using our Vitamix all the time. They came out with some new options for the Vitamix this year, and it is really spectacular. Now, Vitamix, again, is like the lifetime warranty. They are fantastic. I've had mine forever. I've also gotten some free replacement parts for things that I did that were not their fault. But it is such a great tool, and I know something that will be used forever and ever. Now, I know people like Blendtec too, and I think that this is like competition of the brands, kind of like competition of your teams, whatever team you like better. But I really do. Like, I've used Blendtec, but I really do prefer my Vitamix. So Vitamix would be number 4. Number 5 is a tea steeper plus some loose leaf teas. So if you want to get like a little different package or a different gift, I'm going to link up some of my tea steepers that I love. There are lots of different kinds of tea steepers, but the ones that I love are like a tea kettle, and then you can place the loose leaf tea inside and it kind of dips down in, but the loose leaf tea doesn't get inside the water. So you don't have to strain it out or do all that other fancy stuff later on, right? Like it's all done in one sitting. It perfectly heats the tea. Brayville has a really great one that I love. And you can make iced tea or hot tea. You can make big batches or small batches. So that's a great way. And then I'm going to link up some of my favorite loose leaf tea. Now, I do use tea bags a lot, especially when I'm consuming as much tea as I am. But health-wise, loose leaf tea always wins out. If you're health conscious and really want the nutrients, it's better to go with loose leaf tea. And the reason for that is that tea bag really does hold a lot of the nutrients inside. Whereas if you put loose leaf tea in a tea steeper made for loose leaf tea, it's actually a little bit larger than the tea bag itself. So it allows more nutrients to come out of that. Plus it's not crushed down and not processed quite as much. So a tea steeper, I think, can be a really great gift for someone. I'm going to link up some less expensive ones. Like I have a little tea kettle that's cast iron that I just pour boiling water in. And then, like I said, the Brayville comes with an ability to heat the water itself. So from least expensive to more expensive, and then some of my favorite loose leaf teas will be in there as well. That's number 5. Number 6 would be a book of the month club. I thought this was a fun idea, and this maybe takes a little bit more work. However, there might be subscription ideas online for this, but I was just thinking of whatever books you're liking, why not send to a loved one every single month, right? Like pick a book and send them one, whether you just order 2 on Amazon, sending one to a different address. I thought a book of the month club is like the gift that keeps on giving. And who doesn't love to get a package in the middle of March? And when it's a long time until Christmas again, I mean, who just doesn't love a package on their front door? So I thought a book of the month club would be awesome. It's a great way to try out new books and share the books that you're loving as well. So try out a book of the month club. I'm going to give you 12 books that I love and have loved over on the blog. So check that out. Some of them are like Remember God by Annie Downs. I mean, it's so good. I read it in just a few days. I'll just be sharing a little mix of fiction, nonfiction, a little bit of everything over on the blog. But like I said, this could be things that you love and just want to share with someone else. So I thought that would be a really fun way. The 7th thing is a skincare company that I recently found called Coco Kind. They have a skincare line, and I just really love the natural element to it. It's 100% safe and really effective. And the thing that I like about this is they're really cost effective. I mean, some of the best products I use at the best price that I've also seen. So they have like skin butters, they have face oils, makeup, they have stuff for babies, they have gift sets and holiday collections, a lot of different stuff. They even have some bath bombs, which I'll tell you, I love bath bombs, but I hate the fragrance of just traditional bath bombs. I think that they're really hard on the skin and of course have a lot of parabens and other things in them that are really dangerous. But Coco Kind has has bath bombs, chlorophyll bath bombs that are really awesome and amazing and loaded with just really healthy natural things. So Coco Kind, check them out. That's cocokind.com. They have really great stuff, and I will definitely be getting some of these for stocking stuffers and just for my sister and my mom as well. So super cool stuff. Check out Coco Kind again and head on over to the blog where I will share some of my favorite products for them. So that's my skincare company of this year that I'm loving. Number 8 as a gift idea would be tools for your fascia. Now your fascia is that layer of skin or that layer of tissue right underneath your skin that can help keep your body loosened. It is also why people get cellulite and age and wrinkles and all the things. So if we put more work into our fascia, I mean, it's really helpful for our body. And so some tools that could help would be a foam roller. Now there's lots of things popping up online, like workouts with the foam roller. And even a few episodes back, one of the fitness experts I had on had mentioned that healthy tissue doesn't hurt. And that blew my mind because every time I foam rolled, I mean, it hurts, right? It feels so good afterwards, but it hurts. And so I can see the value of just foam rolling consistently so that you have healthy tissue. But foam rollers, other things that are inexpensive would be a jade roller. So I've used this tool on IGTV, and it's just a jade rock that you roll across your face to help with the fascia. It also helps cool, decrease puffiness, all the things. So that can be a really fun tool. And then there are some other massagers that are fascia blasters that I'm going to link up in my blog. But like a massage tool like that, or a foam roller, or a jade roller, especially for the health guru in your family, I think those would make really fun gifts and something a little bit different. Number 9 is EMF magnets. So the EMFs are obviously those electromagnetic radiation that we're getting from cell phones and Wi-Fi and all the things these days, right? And these are really harmful to our cells, again, affecting every single cell in our body, affecting the genetic makeup and how it's expressed. Now, I haven't done any podcasts, I don't think, on EMFs yet. It is coming. It is becoming a really big topic, though. And one thing that I've found really powerful in my own life is EMF magnets. So there's like defender pads that can go underneath your laptop if you're going to set it in your lap. There's little magnets that can go on your cell phone. There's whole house magnets. I mean, there's grounding mats, all of those things. And I think this would be a great gift for someone you don't know what to buy anything for, and especially the techie, right? Where they can learn more and also use it at the same time. So check out those products over again on the blog. I'll be linking all of them up in the show notes. But EMF magnets, I think, could be a really great gift. Number 10, and the final thing is ethical fashion. Who doesn't love a great shirt or some leggings, right, for the holidays? In the past, I've linked up some Lululemon and Athleta, and while I love those brands, I've been tapping more into the ethical fashion industry a little bit more and just brands on mission to help other people who use good quality materials, right? And so that's what I've been looking for. And I found a brand that I really love that is reasonable. Now, that's the thing about ethical fashion is while I love it, it tends to be really high cost. I found this brand called Nova, and their website is shopnova, that's NOVAA.com, out of Kansas City. And their clothes are really phenomenal. Like, they're chic, but comfortable. I mean, all the things. So if you're looking for like a pretty scarf or a vest or, like I had this really awesome shirt, which I'm going to take a picture of myself in and link it up in the show notes of my ethical fashion choice that I made the other weekend. It is fantastic. I would wear it every single day. I mean, you can dress it up or wear it with leggings. So check out ethical fashion brands. I'm going to put a few more over in the show notes as well, but Nova, you have to check them out if you're looking to give a gift of a shirt or sweater or something for your friends and family. So that is number 10. And then the bonus one, of course, is the Nourish Planner. You know my heart for the Nourish Planner because I'm co-founder, but this year's Nourish Planner is in, it is shipping, and honestly, it is fantastic. The message behind this year's Nourish Planner is to help you live more in tune to you, to be more true to who you are. And it really works through, if you don't know anything about the Nourish Planner, it breaks down monthly a little theme. And the theme helps you to go on this year-long journey of really uncovering something about your life, right? Of really helping you to become a better version of yourself. So this year, we start off the year by digging into your personality type and how you can use your strengths and your weaknesses to better your life. And it just continuously walks through that all year long until you come to the end of the year and hopefully come to a better version of who you are, to maybe not even a better version of who you are, but a better understanding of who you are, what it is that you really want, and how you work well. So this year's Nourish Planner goes through all that. Of course, it actually is a day planner where you can plan your day. Inside of it, we included an exercise tracker, which is back, via requested by so many of you, the meal plan, which you can break down breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and then all the space to plan appointments and to-dos and just white space. It is honestly the tool that I use every single day in my life. It has been more valuable than about anything else that I've done in the small aspects of changing my life, and I really hope that you will check it out. Make sure you head on over to the show notes at simplewellness.com/122 for a very amazing discount, and gift them for your friends and family. Who doesn't love a planner, a paper product that's not even just a planner, but a guided journal to really help you live a better life? I mean, I think the Nourish Planner can be a great gift, which so many people gift it, and we hear fantastic things about. So check out Nourish Planner. Again, that's at nourishplanner.com. Okay. That is my list of my favorite holiday gifts that you could be giving someone this year. They're a little bit different, but also very unique and very special. Again, it's a full price range. I understand that. Some bigger gifts like the Sauna and the Vitamix, but also a lot of smaller gifts that you could give anyone this holiday season. So make sure you head on over to the show notes at simplewellness.com/122 to get all of the brands that I'm loving, a few additional gift ideas for kids, because I didn't mention any of those in here, and even some stocking stuffers. So head on over there, check that out. Also, don't forget to check out these brands and use the discount codes that you are given that are a gift to you inside the show notes. Okay, that's it for this special bonus episode of simplewellness.com Breakfast with Alexa. If you love these episodes, let me know because I can certainly do more of them. I also thought about in the new year doing like a monthly Breakfast with Alexa as more of a bonus episode to answer your questions that are coming in, to keep you up to date on my own journey and what's happening in my own life. So if you'd like that, just send me an email at alexa@simplerootswellness.com, leave a comment in the show notes, or send me a message on Instagram or Facebook and let me know if you'd like to see more of these shows. Now, before we go, I did mention I would give you a little sneak peek in what's coming out January 1st, which will be announced the first week in December. That is a program. I don't even want to say it's a program. It's more of a community that I'm creating to help you travel through a whole year of really taking a deeper understanding of nutrition, all while putting it into practice and living with more freedom. And what I mean by that is it's going to kind of look like a course, a college class on nutrition, where you're going to learn the basics and the foundations and really kind of go through this nutrition boot camp. But at the same time, we're going to be using the Nourish Planner and the challenges inside to take what you're learning health-wise, mentality-wise, and in your life and about who you are, and really pull it all together to create a lifestyle that you love. That is you and true to you, to create health that you can do for the rest of your life. Now, that's just minor details. All the details are coming out the first week in December. Keep checking the website at simprootswellness.com to get all the updates. Okay, that is it for now. Remember, next week, I'm back with a very special episode on the immune system and how we can prevent flu and colds and what to do if you do get them. So we're going to take a little dive into the immune system, all the ways that you can help it out. And then next week, I release a special bonus episode on why you should stop using hand sanitizer right now. Okay, that's it. Until next week, I hope you have the best holiday season.